Hello, hello. Pink Moon Cleanse. We have gone a long ways. So welcome to Saturday, another Saturday. I think we have one more after this. I hope we do. Uh-oh, this might be the last Saturday. I'm gonna have to check. But if this is your first time joining Cleansing Movement, we have just been progressing, getting movement into our body, cleansing movement into our body. And this week I wanted to allow us just a moment to flow a little bit more. So I'm gonna start the first few minutes off with showing you every movement we're gonna do. And all of those movements are very simple. You can follow along. I'll just be repeating them over and over and over until we switch to the next one, and I'll let you know that on a vocal cue and give you any vocal cues that might be super necessary. But if you want to go back and watch those other cleansing movement videos, that might help your body get introduced to some of the movements. But they should be pretty simple for you to follow along. And then I'll put on some music and I'll try to stay quieter and just try to give you any vocal cues that you need, maybe when we're switching to another one and we're not looking at the camera, to help flow us through all of those movements. And I've incorporated a couple new ones in today just to help access and stretch and make space in certain parts of our body as we're opening them up. So welcome, welcome. Cleansing Movement Saturdays. I'm hoping Facebook doesn't shut us down for playing music. I don't have any experience with that. We're not making any money off of this video, so I'm hoping it just allows it to be posted. And when we get that point in the video, if there is somebody watching live, if you could let me know that you can hear the music, that would be amazing. I'm Contessa Beth of Floating Root, a member of Visionary Leaders, and this is our Saturday cleansing movement and a way for you to move your body. It's available, this movement, for all body types. You can do them sitting down. You can do them in a much smaller, simpler way. If anything is feeling injured or out of whack or sensitive, please pay attention to that. And simply by doing the breathing that we're doing throughout all this movement is movement enough. That is our biggest movement tool, is our breath hitting our body. So even if it's just breathing with us through this, and I will try to also, in the past weeks, we really put emphasis on breath, eye movement, along with the movement that we're doing. So as long as you are just even breathing in, picking up the shoulders and the rib cage and dropping, that is enough movement. That is a very cleansing movement for the body. So let's start. I think, 103. Perfect. So let's start, and I'm just going to quickly go through the movements of the flow sequence, and then we'll do it all together. It might change when I put the music on, because that happens. And so just follow along, though. It'll be pretty simple. So the first one we're going to do, we're going to take you're going to find your rhythm in the first move, which is just rubbing the stomach around the belly button and counterclockwise. In some of the directions don't matter. This is the only one where directions matter. You can go either way, right, left, first, won't matter. But in this one, you want to make sure you're moving your hands counterclockwise around the stomach. Finding a rhythm of breath. Take a few. They might be exaggerated at first. And then wait. Continue to do this movement until your breathing kind of evens out and you find your natural state of breath. Then we're going to move this movement up to the shoulder, and you're going to be moving your hands outward, massaging, heating up. Then you're going to send that hand down an open palm, flip the hand over, pull the energy up, And keep dragging it all the way up to the ear and cuff the ear between your thumb and index finger. And then we're going to repeat that movement on the other side. So this is some of the fascia moving energy. Our fascia has an energy flow, and so we are helping the energy start to move in the right direction. Yeah, so after that, we'll probably be doing these, I would say 8 to 12 times, might be more or less. And then I'll move on to the other side. I'll let you know when we just are moving on to the other side. So moving the shoulder energy, down the palm, up the palm, to the ear, down the palm, up the palm, to the ear, down the hand, up the hand. And one thing that's really powerful with that movement and the fascia movement is maintaining contact with your hand at all times. And we're really just trying to move that skin layer. So a little bit of pressure, but you're not trying to move the muscle. Just trying to rub the skin layer. Okay, so we did this one. Pop, 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 pop. We're there. A new one. You're gonna take your hands in prayer position, but with your thumbs out in an L. And you're gonna rest your thumbs along the bottom of your jaw and put your index fingers along your nose, kind of hitting your third eye at the top. You're just gonna take it here. You're gonna take a nice big breath in and separate the hands, and you're gonna be very gently pulling on the skin, putting pressure on the face, opening up the elbows. And as we get here, just lifting the head back and opening up the chest, the armpits. It's a nice big opening movement, and you're gonna wanna take a big breath in there. It's gonna feel delicious. Nice big in-breath here. And then on the out-breath, you're gonna take your hands and you're gonna drag them down the lymph node system, down the neck. We're gonna hit the collarbone here and just give it a few taps on the next lymph node here. So it'll just be opening up. You can tap, you can massage, activating that system. So we're hitting the lymph nodes here under the ear as well. Moving fluid in the face, opening up, taking a big breath in, leaning back, moving it down here, pulsing or massaging it out there. So that's a new one. It's just a great one for foggy brain, moving liquid out of the head and the face. And also giving yourself that nice opening up. Don't crunch your head back, just a nice pull up. And also your arms are gonna be open, which is a really powerful stance, and it's gonna bring you energy and confidence. It's just a really great movement to be in, and especially on an inhale, take in all that energy. And then wash it down to this powerful point here. So that's the next one. And then from there, we're just gonna do a simple head tilt. Tilt the head to the side. Very subtle movement. It can even be just that. And rotating the head down and to the side. If you want a more exaggerated, taking it down and rolling the head. Whatever feels comfortable. If you hear those crunchies, that's really good. If it's not painful, try to push yourself a little bit. Get that nice stretch in there. We'll just be rolling the head. Yeah. And then we're gonna do this one more time. Opening, draining, tapping, opening, draining, tapping. And then we'll go to the other side with the head. Do some head rolls. Getting that head loosened up. And from there, we're gonna go into very simple body rolls, which is leading up to us taking out the trash, which you will recognize. This is more of like a check-in for your body before we take out the trash of where is the trash. So we're just gonna be doing simple head rolls led by your chin. So you're gonna tuck your chin, and then also imagine your third eye has a string being pulled down in front of you. You're just gonna start to roll over, letting the weight of your head be the thing that drags you down. And also we're breathing here, right? And we're gonna be exhaling as we go down. And let your exhale continue to move over and down for as long as you're exhaling. When you hit the bottom of your exhale, stay there for a moment. Take a couple seconds, pause, and then take a nice big inhale as you begin to unravel and roll up again. So we're just gonna be doing that. Sometimes we'll only make it to here. And that's really great because we need to focus on loosening up our upper back, or there might be something that's tight or giving you a signal to don't go any further. But we can also go all the way down. And if you're feeling it as we're doing it over and over, you're gonna start to loosen up a little bit, and you might wanna go a little bit further each time. Just make it your own and do what's comfortable. So we're just gonna be rolling down on an exhale, rolling up on an inhale. Then we're gonna fully take out the trash, which is on the inhale. We're gonna be rolling up, head comes up last, but our arms are gonna continue up into the air. And you're gonna take a full inhale here. And you wanna imagine while you're taking that full inhale that you're filling yourself up with helium. And it's like your fingertips are getting so light, they're gonna pull you up into the air. Take the big breath in, and on that next exhale, you're gonna throw the arms down and let them lead the movement all the way down. Coming back up, taking a big inhale, it's gonna let you float away. Throwing out the trash, back up, throwing out the trash, back up, throwing out the trash. So after we throw out the trash, we've started to warm up our hips and our legs at that point. And we'll go back to some fascia movement after that, where we slide the hands down the outside of the legs, and you're bending your legs, supporting your back so we're not going flat back, bending over. So as you're sitting into a chair, taking your hands down your legs, down the calves, down the outside of the foot, around the toes to the inside of the foot, and up the inside of the legs, back up to your hips. Outside of the foot, inside of the foot, up the inside of the leg, here. And we'll just be doing that over and over. Bringing some heat to the legs and also moving the energy of the fascia into the swirl we want. Doing that. I think at that point, we'll be pretty warm and we'll just come back together. I might turn down the music at that point, check in. We might do some nice liver and spleen pumps here and swirls, and we'll see how we're all doing. So follow along. If anybody is here, I'm gonna turn on some music. How's everyone feeling today? If you were online earlier, I posted a song. It just really helps my heart and lets movement and energy flow, especially, and it's such a spring song for me. When I hear plants, sometimes I can hear a lot of these sounds when plants are waking up or are very excited. So it just reminds me of spring. So. Can everybody hear that? Hopefully you can. And you can attach, if you want to attach a speaker to your whatever device you're using to make the sound a little bit louder, that's great too. Here we go. So just tummy rubs. Inhales, regulate your breath. Counterclockwise. I'll be exaggerating my breath so you can follow along, hopefully, with breath as well. Feel free to walk around your room while you do this. Here we go, up to the shoulder. And down to the arm. Other shoulder. Down the hand. Up the palm. Forgot to breathe there for a second. Good. Let's go up to the face, palms. Another one to do while you walk around the room if you want. I find this a bit painful for me, which tells me that I have some blocks there. One more. Prayer hands, jaw, nose. Take a moment at the top of your breath and just open up. Good. Head tilts. Head rolls just to the front. Back and forth to the front. I'm going to start that again. Really try to use the weight of your head to bring you all the way through that movement. So it's almost like the chin and then the cheek weight helps you roll the head over to each side. And it's important to pay attention to that so you're not feeling like you need to force the movement past anything, past any pain, past any uncomfortableness. Just a nice, gentle, what does it feel like if I just were to drop my chin and drop my cheek? If there's something that gets stuck, stay there. And you can just repeat the movement. Almost like the ticking of a clock. Just give it a soft, nice little movement until you feel it loosen, and then continue. Oh, found one there too. Okay, well, let's go back to that face. nice pressure on that skin. I'm putting a bit of pressure, as much as I can, on my eye. It's usually landing on my eyebrows and on my jaw, but I'm also stretching the skin of my face open, helping move the fluid under the skin. Right down. Good. One more time. Good. Okay. Roll downs. So you're gonna take a nice big breath in here. Chin heavy. Explore your own roll, where you need to stop. You can repeat the movement if you want to roll over something uncomfortable and just add a little more heat and movement and fluidity to that space before you roll all the way up. Shoulders, then head. Roll down. The bottom of the exhale. Roll up on the inhale. Two more. Here we're going to throw out the trash. So we're going to go down one time. Go as far as you can. At the bottom of the exhale, you're going to slowly inhale and save a lot of breath for the arms to reach the top and feel like you're going to float away through those fingertips. Inhale. And then you're throwing out the trash. A big bend in your legs to protect your back. Yeah? Lost balance there. It was so powerful. In. Really delight up here at the top of your breath. It feels so, so good. So if you need to do a couple more roll downs and roll up to warm up that spine, that's fine. I'm gonna get this song really into your head. But it's a good song to hum. So here we go. If you want even more room to fall and throw out the trash, you can go up on your toes. And as you come down onto your heels and release. Breath up, inhale, save that top of the inhale for your fingertips at the top. We'll do it 3 more times. Great. Now we're going to start at the hips, go back to that fascia movement. We're going to go down the outside of the legs, around the toes. And here I'm in a pretty good squat frog. So I have my back supported because I'm really bending in the legs, but it's fast, so you don't need to stay there. So coming down the hips, nice pressure in your hands, down around the front of the toes, inside of the foot, up the inside of the leg, back up to the hips. One more breath before we start. Here we go. Exhale. time. Okay, right here we're gonna do a nice shakeout. That was a lot of fluid movement, and we kind of opened up all corners of our body, yeah? Face, head, neck, shoulders, abdomen, hips, pelvis. So right now, just take each of those legs, shake it out. Plant both feet on the ground. Maybe do a few of the jumps where your front feet don't leave the ground. Just your heels up and down, and let that vibration move everything else. Loosen up everything else. Keep breathing. A lot of time during this movement, you controlling your breath will help you decide how fast or slow your body needs to move. So if movements are feeling too chaotic, slow down your breathing so that your movements also slow down. Let's just shake out those arms now. Take a moment and I take the weight of the bones in my hand. That's where I start the movement, and I let that really go wild, and then that ends up vibrating and moving everything else up to the shoulder, helping me loosen up. Same here, start with the hand. Let that vibrate up the arm. Now let your shoulders lead that shaking. Now add the head. If it feels good, if your neck is feeling pretty warmed up, it's nice to sometimes just do the head back and forth, front and center, almost like a bobblehead. But we're keeping it safe. You're not whacking it out. Maybe you do need that. Maybe you're loose enough for that, go for it. But if you keep it really small, oh, you feel stuff loosening up in these bones back here. Okay, one last thing and we'll wrap it up here. It's about a half an hour. Take a nice wider stance and just start going back and forth with the hips. Try to keep the full foot on the floor and stable, like you are bolted down through those feet. Remember to breathe. Relax the shoulders, start to let the arms move with those hips. How do the arms move with the hips? If I don't control anything, what does my head do? If I loosen everything to move with the hips. And as you start to feel like everything else is loosened up, remember to put a little bend in the knee. I'm going to start taking those arms. I have a little dog butt. Start bending those hips and those knees, swinging the arms freely. Let the wind catch underneath. And as your arms come down and hit, you're going to be giving your spleen, adrenals, and liver a nice little wake-up pound. You can either keep fists or a nice open flat palm. Just letting the momentum and the weight give you how strong of a hit. Thank you guys for joining me and moving and cleansing your body at the same time, really putting focus on moving liquid and toxins from the centers that are in charge of collecting that and cleansing that out. And please know that your breath, your eye movement, how your body moves, all of these things are helping you cleanse. Really, really simple movement. Thank you guys. And I'll have to check the calendar if we're coming back one more time, but thank you guys for joining us. And I hope you learned something. And I can't wait to see how it's going for everybody. I'm so curious. Okay, much love.